All right, we are live back in Southern California for CanJam SoCal 2024 with TSAV Jason, one of the founders and owners of TSAV. Jason, always a pleasure to see you, sir. Thank you so much. How do you feel about this year's CanJam?
It's packed. I mean, I've never seen so many exhibitors, so it would have been a good opportunity for some of those people that want to come to a CanJam and actually take a look at a vast variety of product. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the most exhibitors and vendors I think I've ever seen at any CanJam ever. We're pretty all packed in here.
I was talking to Ethan yesterday, and he did tell me that New York actually had more.
Oh, really?
And so it may be that New York has beaten the SoCal market.
That's pretty impressive. Well, you would think that the New York market and the SoCal market are probably got to be the two of the largest in the country for head-fi.
Definitely, yeah.
What have you seen or heard that you've been excited about so far this year?
So there's not a lot of really super interesting announcements that you can actually experience here.
Right.
But in talking to all the manufacturers, there's a whole army of things that'll start coming out.
Sure.
Of course, the last part of this year.
Yeah.
Some guys they're just too far behind to do the fourth quarter releases for the holidays. And so you'll see a ton of new product coming out in the first quarter of next year and the second quarter of next year.
Right.
One of the companies that has a bunch of cool, moderately priced product is Questile.
Right.
Which has been sort of silent, but always a decent player. And that may just be because the dealer access wasn't good enough so that people could, go audition it and so on and so forth. So you're sort of limited to buying blind by doing the internet sales kind of thing. And so that's about to change, Questile. And I just got done spending 2 hours with them where I think the direction they're going is actually very cool. What else did I see? I got some insider information from Sony on a new headphone.
Ooh.
That's about all I can say.
Sure.
And then, the Walkman's about to take a serious step up.
Ah, cool. Love the Walkmans.
And so there's some cool stuff. I mean, Woo with the new 24.
Yeah, that looks amazing. And I think we're going to hear from Jack in a little bit about that. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to reviewing that and spending some time listening to it.
Right. And then FIO came to me today and kind of pinned me down, and they started wanting to talk about some future products that are still under embargo. And I don't know. We've been talking to FIO for 3 or 4 years. The way they might have been the language barrier, but the way they initially 3 years ago explained their market strategy, and it didn't really work with the customer care level that I like to provide.
Sure.
And you know how I am about that.
Yeah, that's critical. First and foremost, customer experience.
So it looks like we're going to come to an agreement.
Oh, cool.
So we might be a FIO access for the higher end stuff. The low end stuff, like the $200-$300 stuff.
Sure.
That's probably still going to be an Amazon outlet kind of a thing.
Right.
But they really want to bring all their higher end products and their newer high end products and introduce it through the Source AV.
Very cool.
So it's a good conversation. So there might be some new stuff added to the Source AV in terms of access online and in store.
Right.
But what else did I see was interesting? Oh, that new Austrian company.
The Composer headphones? Those are nice.
That's actually a good headphone, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, the Faram guys have been great. The Meze guys have been great. And then, of course, the 105 is coming.
The 105 Air, yeah. I actually, before we live streamed with Mircha.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, it's a tough one to say, but he's always great. We live streamed with him, I believe last year too. He's always so fun to hang out with. I got to listen to it at the booth for like maybe 15, 20 minutes. I like it. It's a good sound. It's a little more relaxed in the top end than the 105 Pro, and it's got like a decibel or two more dB of bass. So you know me, I listen to a ton of hard rock and metal and other things. So for me, it was like, whoa, this is fantastic. So I'm looking forward to getting time in-house with those too. So yeah, and the Faram stuff, I'm a big fan of Faram, as you know. So love their gear.
Yeah, the gold sound is it's a cool product, and so I like where that's going on the Wandala.
Yeah.
And then we are now, well, actually, we've been authorized to sell it the whole time. We're just not allowed to, as a Source AV, advertise it.
And sell it online.
Yeah. We're not allowed to advertise it online.
Got it. Okay.
Can somebody call me from Ohio and say, can I buy one? Yes.
Sure. There you go.
Can somebody call me from Florida and say, can I buy one? Yes.
Okay, cool.
They don't have to buy it from the other company.
Yeah.
Right? So, there's only one other company that's authorized to sell it.
Oh, okay.
And that's an online company only.
Right.
So, because we have the showroom and people can come visit and hear it and the whole 9 yards before they throw down the ducats. But it's a nice improvement.
Yeah, that's cool. And then
the plug-in features are great. I like, there's a lot of cool stuff. And in talking to some like the Farams and some of these other companies, they're actually, I had never given it any thought on the direction they're going. So I'm listening and I'm saying, okay, so now we can get high resolution on Bluetooth broadcasts, and you're kind of going, well, that's cool because Bluetooth has always had a degree of limitations.
Yep.
So it's a lot of cool things. So I've been in meeting after meeting after meeting, but I think that 2025
it's going to be a cool year.
It's going to be a good year for releases.
Yeah. I think the other one that was exciting to me was the Carbon 2.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear that.
You haven't heard it yet?
No, I haven't had a chance, but I'm definitely looking forward to checking that out before I leave. And I just like the way it looks too. The black with the copper. It's really a cool design.
Yeah, they've stepped up a little bit on that one.
I think so, yeah.
Well, Dan Clark has always done some cool stuff.
Yeah.
And so when you talk about, he came out with the red surrounds on the carbon fiber and stuff. He's always done some interesting things. If you're a Dan Clark signature audio fan, then I think the Carbon 2 is a vast improvement over the original. I haven't listened to anything else from them, but I did stop and listen to the Carbon 2. And then I listened to the new one over there at Odyssey.
Odyssey, yep.
And so I think everybody's stepping up their game on Electrostat. So if you're an Electrostatic fan, I think it won't be too long where we'll hear Electrostats that are very finite on their detail, but not as anemic as they have been, like the stacks where there's almost no bass.
Right.
So I think we're moving into a world of Electrostats where it's more full-bodied, and that would be cool.
That's a good place to be.
Because Electrostats to me are always really nice,
right?
But they always seem to be bass anemic, and I always thought maybe because I'm a bassist that maybe I want more bass than most. Since I started the Source AV 25 years ago, I realized that that's not the case.
No, it's just generally the headphone.
It's just that it doesn't feel correct when you drop the bass too far back in the presentation, and it just ends up feeling kind of wimpy.
Yep, I agree. Yep.
It's kind of like the old 800 Sennheiser.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, it's a great headphone for a lot of things, but it does lack bass big time.
So yeah, but I've got to go to another meeting, so we're gonna let you set up for
who's next, I believe.
Oh, so you got the guy that stole my name.
Yep.
So the owner of the owner of Questyle, his name is Jason.
There you go.
I don't think that's his real name. But he wants. So we're gonna let him come back and talk about the new Questyle marketing approach and product approach. And I think a lot of people are going to want to pay attention.
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it. Cool. Well, I'll let you get off to your meeting. Thank you so much.
All right, guys.
And we'll see you guys in a few minutes with Questyle.